Hey everybody, I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you very much for clicking on the video. So this is all about trying to figure out a certain behavior. So basically the point of this video is a lot of the times you see an individual act in a certain way, but you're trying to figure out why, and you're trying to figure out the problem. Now, when I was thinking about this idea, it occurred to me that a lot of the times you see a behavior, and it's really important that we do not misdiagnose what the symptom is and what the actual problem is. I'll give you an example. Let's imagine you see someone who's drinking, right? And they're drinking excessively and they're drinking every day. And this is totally out of character. So it is important to when you try to figure out what the problem is here, from looking at it from farther away, you might think this person has a drinking problem. The problem is drinking. Easy. So if we take away the drinking problem, we're good. So let's say you take away the drinking, they can't drink anymore. Now whether they can't go out and buy it or it's just not in the household, whatever, but this individual is still acting weird and they turn to something else. And you're going, I don't understand. I thought they had a drinking problem. So what's really important, folks, is when you're trying to figure out why people are behaving a certain way, when they're struggling with something or when they're dealing with a huge problem, is it's important to talk to them and really try to figure out, hey, if you're drinking excessively and it's totally out of character and you're my friend, I want to say, hey, why are you drinking so much? What is the reason for your drinking? And I'm not going to say it's going to come out like that, but oftentimes you talk and you hear that there's another side of the story, that they go, oh, well, like my mom and dad are splitting up and it's pretty bad on me, or so-and-so, a family member of mine just passed away, or so they'll give you something and you're going, oh, I see. See, there's a difference between I'm drinking because I love the taste, as opposed to I'm drinking to cope with X, to cope with Y, to cope with this, to cope with that, right? There's something going on in this individual's life. So it's really important to be able to distinguish the person who is drinking just because they really like drinking, they really like the taste of it, and okay, that might be an alcohol problem. But if a person is drinking every single day, it's not, and if it's not for just because they love alcohol, but it's to be able to come up with a solution to their problem. It is important to figure out that for that person in that context, alcohol is not their problem. If you're drinking every day in that scenario because you lost a family member or whatever, let's say you lost a family member for this example, you do not have a problem with drinking. Drinking is only a symptom of your deeper root, of the root of the problem. That's what we want to find, right? So when we do a little bit more talking, when we figure it out, when we figure out, oh, you know what, this person just lost someone in their family who they're very close to. So actually, alcohol is a good sign in the sense that this individual is trying to look for a solution, that they are dealing with something that is hurting them a lot emotionally, and in order to attempt to feel better, they're turning to alcohol. A positive that we can take away from that is excellent. They're attempting. They're at least trying to make themselves feel better. Now, where the negative comes in is alcohol is not the best example. But now, with what I just said, can you understand why if we were to just take away the alcohol from that person, in their mind, they're thinking, okay, I'm going through something horrible because I just lost a family member, and this person is taking away the only thing that's numbing my pain, my self-administered medication. Do you see how that can lead an individual to just find something else to replace it? And now you're thinking, well, Daniel, it's a good thing. We want them to find something else, and I totally agree. However, it is really important that we make that individual feel understood, that we tell them, hey, listen, I know that you don't have a drinking problem. You're not a crazy drinker. This is so out of character. This isn't you. But you are pretty upset about is it, or don't even assume, don't even make statements. Just ask, is it your family? Is that what's bothering you? Oh, it is? Oh, I see. And then with that sort of a communication, my friends, then start leading on to, okay, what can we do to treat the symptoms, right? Can you talk to someone? Do you need to talk to a therapist? Can you, even maybe just exercise, whatever it may be. But it's really important that if we just remove the symptom or what we think to be the problem, we're just going to take alcohol away, it's really important that we tend to that person, we give them care, and we find something to substitute, right? Because alcohol is their self-administered medication. All of a sudden, if you take that away, you have to give them something else to fill that role. Because all of a sudden, if you take that away, well, they're going, okay, you just took away the only thing that was making me feel better. I'm going to turn to drugs. I'm going to turn to this and that. It's just, it brings up the likelihood of that happening. And the tragedy of it is, it's all just a huge misunderstanding. Because you're doing what you think is best for them, not realizing what the initial problem is. Now, a video on communication and finding the initial problem, that'll be on a later date. But just really, my friends, whenever you're going to approach an individual or approach a situation, be able to distinguish the symptoms and the root. What is the root problem, right? If this individual is missing class every day, it's not the problem that he's sleeping in, or it might be. But if you take a few more steps into it, if you talk to him, you'll go, there's nothing wrong with you sleeping in. You need to sleep. The root problem is you stay up late every night. So in order to function, because you stay up to like 5 in the morning, you're gonna sleep in, right? So sleeping in isn't the root problem, but is the symptom. Whereas it's staying up, which is the root problem. And once you find the root problem, it is a lot easier to adjust the situation. Because even in that example, if I say, hey man, you gotta stop sleeping in, he's going, like, no, I don't. You don't know how I feel. How can you know me better than I know myself, right? In that sense, and then you're gonna get into that, and it's gonna be more emotional as opposed to logical and rational thinking. You're gonna go down this path and go, oh man, I didn't even want this to happen, right? So keeping that in mind, knowing what the root problem is, it's gonna make it a lot easier for both parties to try to negotiate either a better solution or figure out how to move forward in a more healthy manner. If you enjoyed any of this, guys, my name is Daniel. This is Daniel Teaches. I wish you a fantastic day. Comment down below if you have any questions or anything that popped up during this video. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know, and take it easy.